Hello everyone. Welcome back to 4 Pixels. Coco, Moon, and Kime are here, and we are finally back with the house in Fata Morgana, a Requiem for Innocence.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
So, go ahead.
I'm emotional.
Yeah. So just as a quick notice, I will not be doing the Lord's voice, because even before my operation, that was a voice that was very hard on my throat, and my voice is very weak since I had a tube stuck down it for 15 hours. So, yeah. That is definitely one I will not do. I might get a little tired, and fortunately Moon and Kime have most of the talking, but if at some point I get tired, I will need to pass all the reading over to them.
Hopefully the guy won't show up.
Yeah,
if he shows up, I'll do the screaming.
Moon can do all of our screams.
Yeah.
Because I can't scream either. Moon will scream for the three of us.
Yes.
It's fun.
She has plenty of screams in her.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
And as usual, just the typical warnings that come with this game. Torture, dark history, children in peril, Jacopo. So...
just a big warning that says Jacopo.
Just a big warning that says Jacopo. Yeah. So we will probably scream at him as he rightfully deserves to be. Let's try to keep all the discussions, well maintained.
Hold commentary in.
Yes.
Tell them to
So, but yeah, if any of that stuff is in any way triggering to you, then this might not be the stream for you.
Especially because, from what I remember, I think shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
Close, because it's her birthday, right? And that's when shit happened.
Yep. Yeah. So let's go ahead and press load.
Yes.
I'm already in there, maintaining psychic damage from the music.
Alright.
So
yeah, I'm just watching it.
Mine is on Morgana talking. What about you guys?
Just saying God.
I'm on Jacopo doing ...
Oh wait, no, I remember what happened. I had to read off of yours because mine fucking crashed for some reason. Let me just see where you.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay, let's see. Wonder how far behind I am, actually. Hold on a second. I do recognize all of this. Hold on. I'm just scroll wheeling through Jacopo's tits. Okay, there's Jaren. Oh, this is the sleeping scene. Okay, yeah, I am behind you guys by quite a lot. So how you doing, chat? I'm just rewatching Morgana's fucking nightmares.
It's time for the filler.
This is... I have to get past the part where Morgana ran away. I just got to see her being shouted at by Barnier because he's an evil, evil man. The Jaren fight. Oh my god, this is so much dialogue. I'm flipping with my other hand.
Yes, it's a visual novel.
She's got you there.
What?
No, because you said oh, this is too much dialogue, and I was like, yeah, it's a visual novel.
Yes, that's true. But I didn't realize I was that far back, so I didn't think that there would be this much dialogue between where I was and where you guys were, so I was like, oh, I'll just catch up, it's fine. Nope. Nope. God, way to dunk on me, Kime.
That's what I'm here for. I love how I can hear your I don't know, that's your mouse wheel, I think.
It's my mouse wheel. I'm literally with my left hand slapping it with all of my fingers to try and get it to go faster because my other hand got tired. It's so much dialogue.
Moon is forgapping.
Excuse me. Goodness. Scott.
Your own
You're
husband.
banished.
To the Shadow
Get
Realm.
over here, Jacopo. Yeah. This is fucking Yugi-Mins now. Let's put Jacopo in the fucking Shadow Realm. Oh,
I'm
wait.
down.
I think that's actually the plot of Fata Morgana. Never mind.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
There's just no
You're not wrong.
cards. Oh my god, dude. Jacopo, shut the fuck up.
You should. I hope there was like an easy way to switch a screen so we could just show Moon speed running.
So much, dudes. You can hear it, but you can't see it. Oh my god.
Just imagine the wars going through.
Is there a better way to do this? If I do page down? No. Of course not. Why
There-
would a visual novel use page down?
Probably control.
You think? Oh! Oh! It goes fast now. Coco saved my life.
Oh, I
What,
wish
a
I had a
5-pound
5-pound
pizza today?
pizza.
I did not eat 5 pounds of pizza. He's lying to you. Okay, why can't I fast forward Barnier? There we go. This is where she sees her.
Yeah, we figured that out before, Johnny. I think it's just habit.
Sometimes Jacopo is Jacopo, okay?
Jacopo.
I will fight Jacopo. In the pit. I'm getting it all out of my system while I have to go through this.
Moon is just going through like the 5 stages of grief for some reason.
I kinda am! I'm a little overwhelmed.
Scott says to ask you about the pizza.
Okay, so it was a deep dish pizza, which, okay, hold on, I think I'm almost to the part. It was deep dish pizza with spinach and, garlic, and it was very good.
Oh wait, I misread what Johnny said. No, Johnny, it's the other way around. If it was Spanish, it would be Jacobo, which is what we've been doing before. But I looked it up, and it is Jacobo.
So
No,
much.
isn't that what he said though?
He said if
thought
if
it
Jacobo is Italian, then I'm pretty sure that it should be a soft J, not the Spanish ya. And the pronunciation of his name is Jacopo. Like, that's the official pronunciation. And before, when we were playing Fata Morgana, I went Jacopo.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I guess I'm just confused by the phrasing.
Oh, I finally got to it.
Because that's not how you say it in Spanish, so.
Yeah, ours is the soft.
Okay, if I got to call him what I would read it as, it would just kind of sound like jack off. So it's not. I'm not gonna call. Oh Jesus Christ!
Pope.
Alright, so you're on God? Morgana's God line?
Yeah, I got it.
Alright, then let's go.
God. I'm crushing on God right now, my own father, and I think I remember saying. "Wow, that means
No,
I'm
you don't get to
blind."
repeat that now. Nope, shut up.
Give me that look. I don't need your sympathy.
If you're gonna dream big, right? Yeah, I get where you're coming from, pining after the all-powerful, all-knowing God. I'm with you. You know, as the kids say, I'm down with the sickness.
You bald-faced liar.
The grass may be a hell of a lot greener up there, but it's a bit far, don't you think? You're better off settling for the weeds down here.
Did she just imply I'm a weird?
You're a dandelion. The young man over.
Wait, stop right there. Don't say another word.
Whoopsie, me and my big mouth. I almost did your job for you.
Ooh, way to be subtle, Maria. Damn it, Maria. This is not good. Like, how am I going to let her spill it on a whim? I have to do something before she has another slip of the tongue. Morgana. What she was trying to say is... is that I
have to go.
Yes, Morgana
Good.
went away. What?
I have to go to the bathroom.
Sure. Yes, laugh at him.
My sides ain't gonna last much longer if you keep this up. Oh my god.
This is not laughing matter.
Ow! What the hell? Don't throw things at me!
You did it first. Damn it all.
Oh, no, that was a good laugh. God, you're such a dork. How hard is it to just say it? Maria, I will kill you.
It would have been easier if you hadn't cornered me like that.
You expect me to believe you would have done it without a little nudge?
I would have. Eventually.
Eventually, ain't gonna cut it. Now's the right time. No, it's not. Absolutely not. 30 years from now? Perhaps. And don't worry, me and the girls will make fun of you too much for getting your rocks off to spiders.
Hornet would stab him.
That's what I was looking for. A nail right up the urethra. My husband just went, ugh!
That's not the reason I like her. Besides, I would wait at least 4 years before.
Same, Coco.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't tell her now. Maria, I would like to escort you to the out of character box.
Yep. Yep.
I think it'd do her wonders, really. She's, well, you know. So I think knowing someone cares about her will lighten the load a bit. No, I think that would only burden her more, but okay. I mean, obviously we care about her too. She's like family. But there are some things sisterly love just can't hold a candle to.
This is weird coming from a confirmed Arrow character.
Yeah, you know, like it's almost like the author spirited themselves into her body and is making her
A
talk through her ass.
mouthpiece.
Mushy romance may not be my cup of tea, but that doesn't mean even I don't think it'd be nice to have something special every once in a while. No, that sounds fake. That sounds like actually fake.
I mean, it'd be different, I guess, if she says because you can be Aaron, I guess, and I still like enjoy, like,
Yeah.
I guess, like romance stories. Or
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
But it's different when she says like, oh, even like I will want that like every once in a while, and it's like, are you sure about that?
Yeah, no, that sounds fake. And I want.
And it's especially weird since she's like trying to put romantic love above other types of love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the writer just fully standing in Maria's outfit. This is not character-driven at all. When she comes back, give her the necklace and tell her how you feel. Even though this is completely a terrible idea and will only cause her more problems. And if she turns you down, we can all have a good laugh about it. Because, boy, you are a fucking joke.
Maria and a few other girls chuckled. My lips had twisted almost into a knot from sheer, overwhelming discomfort.
Yeah, maybe it's because you like a little girl, you fucking freak.
But at the same time, I knew she had a point. I could say how I felt now just as easily as 4 years from now. It couldn't develop into anything for some time yet, no, but simply letting Morgana know that someone cared about her, and her specifically, could very well lighten some of the load she bore. As much as she had warmed up to us, she still very clearly kept herself walled off. And though she tried to pretend otherwise, she did still get rather gloomy whenever she passed by something reflective. But if I could convince her that her physical appearance had no bearing on my feelings, then maybe, just maybe, it could clear away some of the clouds hanging over her. Possibly even light the way to the day when I could at last see her smile. That was all the motivation I needed. I'll do it. I'll tell her. No, don't do it.
No.
Not only for myself, but for her as well. You don't know if that will actually help her.
Yeah.
I can do this. And now I'm making myself nervous as hell. Calm yourself, Jacopo. This is nothing. You feel treated the Lord's manner for crying out loud. Telling a girl how you feel is considerably less likely to kill you. Are you sure about that? Because Moon seems pretty ready to do that here.
Yeah.
I'm going to eviscerate you and put your guts up for sale.
Even a child could do it.
You look so tense, your nerves could snap at any moment.
I am not. God damn it. Please hurry up, Morgana. I want to get this over with as soon as possible. Actually, me too. Let's just get this all over with.
Sounded like trouble with a client, maybe?
No, it didn't sound like that kind of scream. Something's wrong. I can feel it in my gut. Maria, I need you to take the girls down to the cellar, now.
Alright, I'll send them down, but I'm coming with you to see what's up. It could just be a client causing a ruckus.
No, you go with the girls. I'll check it out. Now get moving.
Okay, I'm going. Wake up, Jaren, come on!
Now! Following the first, there were several more screams intermingled with what sounded like men shouting from the guest room. Something very bad was happening out there. Master is back at the armory, damn it! Taking a brief detour to the kitchen to grab a knife, I then dashed through the corridor toward the source of the disturbance. Showing my way past a several-layer thick makeshift curtain. What?
No! Help! Stay back. I'm just a customer. I don't have anything.
What the hell was I seeing?
Help! Ah!
Why was this happening?
Is seriously all they got? My shit's worth more than most of this garbage.
Take the horse alive. You hear me? They'll probably sell for more than anything else we find.
They were laying waste to the brothel. Untrained, unarmed, and unclothed, the girls and their clients alike were helpless against the slaughter being rained down upon them. Bludgeoned, mutilated, massacred. A good dozen men, thieves by the look of it, had swarmed the brothel, already ravaging it. Blood splattered every which way, staining the colorful fabrics hanging on the walls. The stench of blood, screams of agony, cries of fear, and hoots of mad glee, all blended into one sickening blur. I nearly stepped into the chaos, but stopped myself at the last second. I was furious, of course I was. I knew those girls, and this band of barbarians was slaughtering them before my very eyes.
Kimi? Kimi! Can't hear you if you're speaking.
Can you hear Moon? Coco!
There we go, you're back.
Yay!
Okay, good. Because we could hear each other, we just couldn't. I guess you just couldn't hear us.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I could see you go, the, green circle appearing, but I couldn't hear you.
Okay, so Discord's just feeling funny tonight.
Yeah.
Discord used out to personally attack Coco.
So the last line I got from you was, before my very eyes.
Okay. I wanted nothing more than to charge in and rescue all of them. But I also knew damn well that me charging in there alone will accomplish nothing. God damn it. Why now? Why here? Why and how did they get so many men in here? If there were any signs of organized movement, someone would have noticed. I would have heard about it. How did they manage to sneak past everyone who had on patrol? How is it even possible a bunch of damn bandits managed to organize a raid of this scale without anyone catching wind of it? Damn it! There's no saving anyone in the guest room. I need to find whoever else I can and get them out through the back. As soon as I had decided there was nothing I could do here, my next job was obviously to minimize any further loss of life. I knew, logically, it was a smart thing to do, but that knowledge didn't do anything to quell the anger roiling around inside me. And then another thought snapped to the front of my mind, rattling me further. Morgana! She had said she was going to the bathroom, which meant she hadn't come this way, or so I dearly hoped. But hope wasn't enough to overcome the fear that she had. I searched frantically for any sign of her, more panicked than even I realized. I knew exactly what one of these brutes would do to Morgana if they happened across her. A prostitute in decent health they will merely take captive, but seeing Morgana's face, they will assume she had kind of disease, and they will kill her without a second thought. Morgana! Intending to take my search elsewhere, I set off. My shadow subtly darkening, but in too much of a rush to notice. Something seemed to crash into me from behind. The world flashed in and out of view. For a split second, the multicolored fabrics around me appeared in black and white, I barely held onto my consciousness. A few seconds later, the pain set in. Ah! My gaze drifted downward to the curious protrusion in my stomach. The tip of a blade sticking out of my gut. Oof, ouch.
Damn.
Blood streamed along the metal surface. What? I twisted my body, distinctly aware of every minuscule movement of the blade as it slid through raw flesh back out the hole it had entered. It was almost enough to make my legs buckle. When I finally managed to turn all the way around, there stood a large man, probably grinning. He kicked me backward, and then rammed his heel through the gash in my stomach. I let out an animalistic howl. It was a pain unlike any I had ever experienced before. I felt as though I had been struck by lightning. The only thing I had room for in my mind was overwhelming agony. And before long, it reached its breaking point. Damn it! And the whole world went black.
Boy.
Oh boy!
Oh boy. I'm just gonna assume this is Maria. Jacopo? Jacopo? Wake up, please! Open your eyes! I can't have you dying on me, too! I'm begging you, open your eyes! My cat is yelling at me.
Ah,
Jacopo!
dot 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 dot. Where am I? The back room of the brothel? I'm alive? Where is she? Ah!
Fly back down! Are you trying to kill yourself? You're hurt bad enough as it is. No, she's yelling. Why have you picked her up? What are you doing?
I've been bandaged up. They're still bright red. I guess the bleeding hasn't stopped. I'm cold.
I swear to God, I was sure I had lost you.
Maria, are you crying?
You got a problem with that? Asshole!
I'm sorry. How many years has it been since I last saw her cry? It was back when she was 12, I think. Besides us, there are two other girls here. No sign of Morgana or Jaren. This can't be everyone who made it, can it? I have to see.
What did I just say? Lie your ass back down. You don't need to. You need to give it some time to heal before you move around so much.
Grunting.
Jacopo!
Ignoring Maria's pleas, I stumbled my way toward the guest room, leaning against the wall for support. I had evidently lost quite a bit of blood. I was freezing cold and constantly on the edge of vomiting. My body was heavy, like someone had strapped a boulder to my back, and my vision swirled, distorting with each step I took.
Oh, I know that feeling.
I knew it wasn't that long of a walk from the back to the front, but it felt like it would take me ages just to get down this hole. Like I was on an endless march towards a vast, empty abyss. I had braced myself. But what I felt when I stepped into that room was a despair too deep for words. The meager scraps of strength that had carried me this far dissipated, and I slowly slid down to my knees. The door hung open, a blood-soaked curtain flapping in the wind. The deep crimson was a stark contrast against the brightly colored fabric. The girls had dyed it themselves. I could still remember Maria first telling me about it, however, many years before, her eyes alight with pride. How, when you put a whole bunch of different colors together, it made the place seem almost otherworldly. And the patrons who had been drawn in by its allure today had not found themselves in the land of milk and honey, but instead been cast into a pit of death. Several corpses lay motionless around the room, their faces twisted in agony, their eyes vacant. What the hell? Why? How could this happen? I asked, stupefied, neither expecting an answer, nor trying to place the blame on anyone's shoulders. It was an empty, meaningless lamentation, powerless as the man who had uttered it. All of us felt the same way, hopeless, helpless, horrified. Not more than an hour ago, we had been having a party, for God's sake. Fooling around like a bunch of idiots, the girls complaining about their clients, plates of food, specially made for her birthday. Her birthday. Where's Morgana?
I couldn't find her.
Why not?
I'm sorry. I looked everywhere. But I couldn't find her. I'm so sorry.
I wanted to tell her I wasn't blaming her, but I couldn't find the words. If anyone, it was myself I was disappointed in. How could I have failed to keep her safe? Why had I been unable to find her? Why was I so damn powerless? This was supposed to be a good day for her. I had wanted to make Morgana's 12th birthday into a special occasion, something truly memorable. To celebrate the bright future ahead of her. And I had failed, in the worst way imaginable. What was supposed to be a celebration of life had ended in a pile of corpses, most of the surviving girls taken captive and the brothel in shambles. And Morgana, who it was all supposed to be for, was most likely dead as well. She was dead. Morgana was dead. Before I had the chance to say anything, the girl I loved was gone. All because I was weak. Because I hadn't been cautious enough. Because I was completely, utterly powerless. More grunting.
He's
and
crying.
now, yeah, most likely. And now she was gone for good. Before I had managed to make her smile even once. I was going to show her the world. How full of myself was I? I hadn't done a single damn thing for her. Screaming. Physical strength was meaningless for what I wanted to achieve. But Kuru was playing number 2 in our little band of peacekeepers if I couldn't even stand up to a pack of bandits. I didn't have any real power. I was worthless, helpless, weak. My sole job was to keep this place safe. And it was painfully clear now how unsuited to the task I was. My initial fears were right. It was only the 4 of us who had made it through the assault. Maria said that, while they had made it to the cellar safely, they were soon discovered and most of the girls taken captive, Jern included. If only she had quit, left the brothel, taken up singing at the pub, then she could have been spared this. Spared having to be kidnapped for a 3rd time. But because she thought of us as family, because she cared about and wanted to be with us, she was taken away. If I had power, this all could have been prevented. Not physical strength or skill with a blade, but real, meaningful power. Political influence, import. If I wanted a peasant, no one would dare stand up to me. No petty thieves will ever consider raiding my property. I could have hired guards to watch over the brothel. The only reason the Lord, that reprehensible man, was still alive was because he had real power, enough to assure his own safety. If I had that kind of power, everyone would still be here, safe and sound. I could have made certain of that. Maria wouldn't be crying. Jaren would still be part of her family. And she, Morgana, will still be alive. She will still be by my side. That one simple thing could keep anything like this from happening again. In short order, Gretchen burst into the brothel. Seeing the carnage, he wailed in grief, which quickly transformed into fury. I watched on, only really half paying attention as he raged. He marched over and said something or another, though I couldn't say what. After the fact, Maria told me that I had been in a stupor the whole time Gretchen was there. He had apparently tried to cheer me up, though soon found himself frustrated and finally disappointed in me. It took 3 days for me to get back on my feet. There was no sign of Morgana's body anywhere in the ruins of the brothel, which means there was a chance, however slight, she was still alive. I clutched tight to that tiny sliver of hope, searching desperately for any sign of her. Maybe she had realized something was wrong and gone into hiding. But no matter how many people I talked to, no one had seen anyone who matched her description. She was just gone, like a puff of smoke. Which left 2 possibilities. Either she had been taken along with the other girls to be sold off, or she had been killed and her body disposed of somewhere out of sight. While the latter seemed significantly more likely, deep down I still yearned for even the slightest trace of her. Maria encouraged me to let go, to move on, though I knew her well enough to know it wasn't out of a lack of compassion. The whole affair had visibly taken its toll on me. One day, about a week later, my wound still healing, I made my way through the slums. Nestled away in an alleyway stood a nondescript little shack. I knocked on the door, and a few moments later it slid barely half an inch open, just enough for the sole resident to peer out at me, suspicion clearly visible in her eyes. But once she realized it was me, warmth filled her gaze. And she waited for me to come inside, a gesture that somehow made it feel like I was being invited into another world entirely. Beyond the door stood a noble woman who held herself with an elegance and grace unbefitting of the slums, but a darkness that felt right at home.
I heard about the attack on the brothel, and that you were hurt. I'm so glad to see you're well.
You were concerned about my safety? The one pulled back her hood, revealing her face. Though age had clearly begun taking its toll on her, there was still a striking beauty to her, a kind of beauty impossible to attain down here in the dregs of society. Her hair was a burnt brown, her skin dark, and her facial structure somewhat similar to mine. I remember then that this wasn't the first time I had seen her, though it was fairly recently, not that many years ago she would have me believe. We had briefly crossed paths on the day of the Midsummer Festival. The woman I had bumped into, that was her.
Of course. Show me a mother who is not always concerned about her child's safety.
The woman's name was Ginevra, and she claimed to have been a maidservant for the previous lord. It was unusual enough for someone of her stature to be living in a rundown shack in the slums, but her story got even stranger. She had supposedly had intimate relations with him.
Ugh.
She had borne his illegitimate son, and a month earlier, she had come to me and said I was that child.
Bonks head against wall.
Says the woman I'd never seen until a month ago.
Physical distance has no bearing on a mother's love. If you had gone to speak with the Lord and reveal your lineage when I first came to see you, you would never have been in that kind of danger.
That sounds suspicious. She never spoke as though she knew exactly what had been going through my mind this past week. The very words that had dominated my thoughts as I looked out upon the wreckage. If only I had done as she said and asserted my nobility, then I would have had the power to prevent the attack on the brothel, to protect the people I loved. If what Ginevra said was true, the Barnier family once possessed more land than even the king. That land, and the family, was divided up between each of their sons. The Barnier were only a few generations removed from the current royal family, which was why they controlled so much land in the first place. And that meant, though it had diluted with each successive generation, there was still royal blood in the Barnier bloodline. And a child begotten by the previous lord was more than entitled to a place among the nobility. However, realistically speaking, even if I had lent my ear to her cajolery, it wouldn't have changed anything. Or worse, I could very well no longer be in this world. I wasn't stupid. This noblewoman, she was just using me.
There is still time. Go to the Lord's manor. Show him.
I'm not really your son, am I? Ginevra fell silent for a moment, observing me. I had no memories of my mother. Sure, it might be nice if she were to show back up someday, but it just wasn't likely. Her whole story was extremely contrived. The sun could decide to rise from the west one day, and there would still not be a drop of noble blood in my veins. I knew perfectly well how filthy the blood in me was. Discussions will progress much smoother if we both know what the other wants out of this arrangement. Start by telling me who you really are. Were you actually a maidservant for the previous lord?
Yes, I was.
She gave a nod, then walked over to a grimy shelf and retrieved a ring that looked very much out of place. It was made of gold, engraved with an elaborate insignia. There wasn't a metal worker anywhere in the slums, or the city proper at that, who could craft a piece so intricate.
Look at this. It's the Bania family crest. The previous lord gave me the ring as a gift. And I've kept it ever since, even after our relationship was discovered and I was chased out. I didn't sell it, because I knew I was with child. They will have no choice but to acknowledge you as a legitimate heir if you show them this ring.
Why did you wait so long to come find me then?
I was afraid they might kill you if I brought you in as a baby.
Why were we separated?
Misfortune.
That's specific?
One day, bandits came and kidnapped you. Presumably, they were hired by the Bania estate because they didn't want your existence coming to light. I consider it a miracle you're still alive.
I can only imagine the stern look on my face as I listened to Ginevra speak. Part of me did, indeed, want to take everything she said as true. Wanted to believe I was someone important. Wanted to grab hold of the fantasy that I did have noble blood in me and never let go of it. And had I not come face to face with my own powerlessness a week earlier, perhaps I could have swallowed the delusion. Used it as a stepping stone for my dream to show Morgana the world. It will appear you've done your research. I don't have any other family to the best of my knowledge, which does indeed make me a good candidate for you to step in and claim your stake on. If I were to guess, your child with the Lord has either passed away or never existed at all. It's probably true that you work at the Barnier Manor, and it's probably true that you had relations with the former Lord. You were chased out, and now you live in poverty. You want to go back to your former, more comfortable life, and while you're at it, take vengeance on the current Lord. Or perhaps you simply want the entire noble class to suffer. The specifics of your motives are irrelevant, though. Being a woman, you have no means to accomplish that yourself. So you came up with the idea of using a fake son. If your child were still alive, he would be right about my age, wouldn't he? And would look similar enough for you to convincingly claim we're related. But the biggest reason you chose me is because I made something of a name for myself. Because I was one of the people involved in inciting the revolt 3 years ago. The perfect choice to spearhead a revolution. How dramatic, the man who set the Lord's slaves free was secretly his family. The people will eat it right up. So, how far off am I?
You're sharp for a filthy peasant. He would seem I chose wisely.
I was right. She was a manipulative, cunning shyster. But her insults didn't bother me in the slightest. Those words made so much more sense than any mad claim that I had royal blood in me, that I was some kind of hero. Following suit, I twisted my lips up into a smirk. I was a filthy peasant, and I was fine with that. All it meant was that I had to claw my way to the top. I'm in.
He's in.
Ginevra and I then discussed the details of our scheme, after which she gave me the Barnier ring. I doubt anyone would have ever imagined it would end up in the grimy hands of a slum rat. Once our discussion was done, I headed straight to the pub where the rest of the gang liked to congregate.
Should I read this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Jacopo! Should you really be on your feet so soon?
I'm fine, thanks.
He's got the anime pro tag healing ability. I'm glad to hear it. And I'm so sorry about what happened at the brothel.
Is the gang here?
Oh, yes, near the back.
Thank you.
Are you sure you're okay?
Well, look what the cat dragged in. Was just talking about going to whip your sorry ass back into shape.
Haha, gay.
You ain't still moping, are ya? I get it, kid, I do, it's bullocks. But you're a man. Instead of crying, you should be...
Requiem.
Yeah?
Marry.
Only
Yeah.
took you 3 years.
Down on one knee. Here, I got a ring for you.
So that was his plan all along.
Makes sense.
It's time we started ourselves a revolution. Are you just going to stare at me or actually say something? You're the ones always going on about revolution this, revolution that.
I think it's called being shocked to silence.
You're serious about this, Jacopo?
I might want to joke about this sort of thing.
You never joke. No, you're not. You sure as hell aren't, are ya? Well, it's about damn time, if I do say so myself. I knew you'd come around eventually. I knew you wouldn't stay soaky forever. Things will get way better once we rip that fucker's head off. Should have cut down on the number of people turning to thievery, so we'll never have to deal with anything like that. Anything like what happened at the brothel again. Never again, you hear me?
Indeed.
What do you have in mind, Jacopo? Didn't you say we need help from a noble to have a chance?
We can figure that out after we crush the Lord's skull.
Yeah, I don't think that's the best plan.
What's getting into you all? You're always going on about how you want to stage a revolution, and now that we're actually talking about it, you're pussying out.
No one's pussying out, it's just,
We have a noble.
For real? Well, if you got it all worked out, why didn't you just say so? So, who's our guy? Who's the noble who's agreed to give us a hand?
The former lord's illegitimate son.
his actual son? Really? That means he could legitimately inherit the lordship.
Whoa, how the hell you get in bed with the biggest fish in the city?
Yeah, Jacopo, did you suck someone's dick?
If you're telling the truth, this is huge. That don't just give us a leg to stand on, that puts the damned law on our side. So, how hard would it be to set up a meeting with the guy? This ain't some measly uprising. If we're going through with this, I'd like to see our royal sponsor for myself.
You're looking at him.
Say what?
I am the former lord's son.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean I get to be a prince?
Hey, not a chance.
Seriously, kid. You need to find yourself a functioning sense of humor, cause that just ain't funny.
I'm telling the truth. And this ring proves it.
It's a nice ring and all, but how does that prove you're a barnyah?
Where did you... How... This is the real deal. I was a slave at the Lord's manor for a while. I've seen the family crest enough to recognize it.
As I said, I'm not the kind of person to joke about this sort of thing.
So, wait, you really... Holy shit, I can't believe it! One of us is actually a noble! He always did seem a little not like the rest of us, Jacopo. More uptight, more interested in little girls.
Pretty sure I said the same thing when I first met you. That you looked like some rich aristocrat kid.
This is great, guys! We can actually do this! We can actually make this happen!
I like how this person is very excited.
Yes.
Let's start a revolution! Yeah! I think it's all so many men.
I like to imagine it's just like one other guy being super enthusiastic.
That's exactly what I'm feeling.
You're just one guy hyping up everyone else. Gretchen?
Nah, it's nothing. Just surprised is all. Who'd have freaking thought? You, a noble. It's madness. How long you've known? And why didn't you tell me? I thought we were friends. Close friends.
Hmm.
I only found out recently. I'm sorry for keeping it from you. It all happened very suddenly. I was waiting for the right time to say something.
No need to apologize, kid. You just put the wind back in our sails. Don't think I'm gonna start buttering you up just cause you're a bona fide stick-up-the-ass type now, though.
Ah, damn it.
Goodness.
Of course not. The last thing I want to see is you licking my feet.
Alright, fellas, we've got ourselves a noble, so let's set the date and get this ball rolling.
Yeah! Boy, that was a scene.
What had once been nothing more than a pipe dream was, against all odds, soon to be a reality. Everyone wanted the law removed from power. They were angry and frustrated, and on several occasions had even seriously considered resorting to another revolt to make it happen. But no one had been able to turn those emotions into actions, because they all knew a revolt was destined to be quashed before it made any difference. That there was no hope to be found down that path. But an actual revolution, that was another story. So is there actually like a difference between revolt and revolution?
No, not really. I guess revolution is just maybe referring to a more successful revolt.
I think it's probably like a succession of revolts.
Hmm.
Okay.
I will Google that real quick.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Johnny, I did read your comment about the pronunciation. I apparently logged out from Twitch, so I can't answer.
Whoops.
A revolt, a term that is sometimes used for more localized rebellions rather than a general uprising. Revolution, which is mostly carried out by radicals and frustrated civilization, usually meant to overthrow the current government. And then they have riot, a form of civil disorder involving violent public disturbances. So yeah, like
okay.
a revolt is more just like something smaller, and while a revolution is a much more focused and
from what you said, I think revolution is like actually more focused on like something against the current government.
Yeah. It's definitely more of like a government-centric thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay then. We're learning here.
We have learned a thing.
Yeah, now to continue with chaos.
Hmm.
But an actual revolution, that was another story. Especially with someone poised to take the Lord's place on their side. We had a fighting chance, and they had no reason not to take it. As the fire in their eyes swelled to a blaze, mine seemed to sputter out, leaving behind a withered husk.
Yeah, but in this
felt-
context, Johnny.
Yeah, no, exactly. In the context of like revolution versus revolt, I felt as
Dad.
though I was sitting in a theater, watching on as the story unfolded before me. No, that didn't quite capture how I felt. I wasn't even watching it with my own eyes, merely listening quietly as someone recounted for me their heroic deeds. The fact that I was an indispensable part of this operation still hadn't fully sunk in. All I knew was that I wasn't completely powerless anymore. But while fiery passion and hope for the future filled Gratien and the rest of the gang, a dark, poisonous revulsion for God and fate streamed in to fill the hole left in me by the attack on the brothel. Preparations proceeded smoothly, with Ginebra providing inside information and guidance. As I had expected, there were a not insignificant number of nobles dissatisfied with the way Barnier ruled, and they were constantly looking for a way to eradicate the cloud of pestilence hanging over the land. However, the Lord had eyes everywhere in the upper circles, and he was especially mindful of who associated with whom, and how often. Any signs of opposition were swiftly dealt with before they had a chance to pose any threat. So the nobility needed an outsider, someone the Lord wasn't on the lookout for, to step in and assert power. Ginevra arranged for several guards and attendants within the Lord's manor to betray him on the day of the revolution. They will open the doors for us from the inside, and we will storm the manor. Structurally, the plan was similar to the slave revolt, the two major differences being my role, and the Lord's death being our primary goal. As the day drew nearer, it was all anyone in the slums seemed to be talking about. Though we did our best to encourage everyone to stay quiet so as to not alert the Lord, it was impossible to keep the excitement contained. And it wasn't long before word reached Maria's ears. She approached me, pale as a ghost, and attempted to talk me out of it.
Haven't you had enough danger for one life? Come on, forget about all this revolution stuff. We can build up a new brothel and just stay low for the rest of our days. Does that really sound so bad? You're the only friend I've got, Jacopo.
Oh. She was practically begging, which she almost never did. While I sympathized with her, Maria's desperation did nothing to try my resolve. And before long, the day was finally upon us.
I think it's just you speaking.
But you know what? I think we'll actually go ahead and end it early, just because I'm really exhausted. My sleeping schedule is completely messed up.
Coco
Yeah,
gets
no.
the rest.
Yeah, actually, me too. Like, my sister went back to work, but she's doing like morning shift, so she works from like 4 a.m. to 11.
Oof.
So I had to wake up at like 3 to drive her, and then I went pick her up.
Yeah. But thank you everyone for coming out to watch us. We will continue the house in Fata Morgana next week, Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. EST. And what are you doing on Thursdays and Friday? Oh no, Kimi, you're still on break, right?
Yeah. I'll just probably for this month. So I just have to like iron everything out. once everything's calmed down, I'll come back.
Yeah. And then on Sundays at 6 p.m. EST, I will be beginning Battle Block Theater with Kyodane at 6 p.m. EST. That's only going to be an hour-long stream, since immediately afterwards, I hop onto Leiflei's channel with Moon for Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
Then Mondays on this channel, Tori streams Subnautica at 8 p.m. EST. And what are you doing on Tuesdays, Moon?
I'm still doing Chroma Squad, but I forgot to stream yesterday because my internet was fucking up real bad, so I didn't get on when the internet actually finally fixed itself.
Gotcha. And yes, this layout was created by Tori, so if you ever want a layout, you can commission them.
Yeah.
Does fantastic overlays.
Yes, very good.
All right, well, that will be all. Thank you, folks, for joining us, and hope that you all are staying safe and have a good night or day. Take care.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye-bye.